Hey guys, Daily Tech here, and today we're doing another VR headset review. This time, it's going to be for the Xiaomi PLAY2. Now, GearBest was nice enough to send me this headset so I can give you guys a review on it, but if you are looking to pick it up, I've got a link to it in the description below. So first up, let's look at the packaging. Not a lot of this is in English. It's mostly in Chinese, and I'll let you take a quick look there. So there's the front, and then your sides are pretty nice. They're just very simple, and nothing too flashy or fancy or anything like that. And that's pretty much what we have there for the box. Did get beat up a little bit during shipping, but you know, such is life. It's coming across half the planet. So let's take a look inside. Alright, so not a whole lot in there. Just a headset, looks like. And let's see what this is. Oh, it's probably the remote. Alright, let's see this thing. I hope it's the remote. It's not the remote. It's a head strap. Well, it actually feels really nice. Good stretch to it. See how that feels when that's on. There. And now this part. Well, that's awfully light. First thing I noticed is this thing is really light. Let's see if there's anything else in this box. And that looks like it's it. So no remote with this one. I think this thing's priced at about 20 bucks, so it's kind of hard to expect the remote at that price. So looking at this to start, looks like there's not a whole lot of adjustment for the lenses, but you do have the lenses in there, and I'll get these films off so you can see them a little bit better. Alright. The outside casing, it is really nice. It feels pretty quality. It's a little more rigid than you think. You think it looks like cloth, but it's quite solid. Of course, we have this opens and closes here, but I don't want to wreck it. Well, I guess it's just kind of spring-loaded there, so it doesn't really flip down or anything, but it just kind of holds it in with some spring. Yeah. Oh, I guess you got this here. I can just take a real quick look. Let's take a test look at that just for a laugh and see what that looks like. Nothing. There's no light. Now there's a button on top here as well. Now this button here looks like it's to touch the screen, so it's kind of like an action button for any of the cardboard apps. So that might actually come in pretty good handy. And let's get this strap on. We'll see how that looks. Now one thing I did notice too is that there is only the one strap. There's no strap going from the top, so I'm curious to see how well that's going to work. Now I know that the Daydream VR headset has only one same strap like this, and people seem to really like that one too. So I'll see how it goes. Now as far as the field of view that they've marked down for this, they say it's a 93-degree field of view. Now that seems oddly specific for a field of view. Most people just say 80 or 120 degrees. 93 seems like they might almost be telling the truth this time. So I can't wait to get the phone in there and try it out. So let's grab my phone, we'll get this thing tried out, and we'll see how it performs. Now before that, I'm going to have to find the QR code for this, and I don't think I found it in the box, but I didn't look, and here it is right here. So that's your QR code. It's hidden inside of this little thing, so make sure you don't throw that out right away. Let's get this thing scanned up, make sure that's the right thing, and it's not even the right QR code. This QR code is for the app, I guess. I guess you can get like a few different apps for this thing, so I will try to figure that out soon, but I'm going to go and look online to see if I can find a QR code to work with this. Now, I'll be right back. Okay, so I found one online. It was one of the first few results in a Google search, so it was pretty easy to find. However, I'm not sure how accurate it is because you can see my phone here. It's basically full screen, so I don't know, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it goes. So that just slides in there nicely like that. And there's actually a little tiny line here. I don't know if you can... you won't be able to see it, but it'll help you line up the phone directly in the middle, so that way, you know, your split vision is perfect on either side. So I like that. That's pretty handy. Now let's try the strap out. See how that fits. This fits surprisingly well. I really like that, actually. The one strap, I don't even notice not having the top strap. I figure, I thought that would have been really weird or uncomfortable, but this is pretty natural. So, and I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of light in through the sides. So, you know, my initial impression was that, you know, there'd be a bit, but this is pretty nice. Looking at the display, it's, you know, it's quite clear. I can see the white line in the middle, just a tiny bit, but only if I focus on it. And, you know, looking around, you know, I don't see any kind of weird discoloring or anything like that, so everything looks pretty clear. Very little screen door effect, which is really nice. And I think that's mainly due to the fact that the field of view is a little bit smaller. So speaking of that, I don't know if it's I don't know if that field of view is quite 93 like they claim. It doesn't feel like, you know, something like the Gear VR I know is in the 90s, and this feels a little bit more restricted. So I'm going to compare this closer to like my Bubble VR, which is really just over about 80 degrees. So which is, you know, it's acceptable for a viewer of this price range. So right out of the box, just like it is right now, I did notice one thing when I put it on, is that there's no adjustments whatsoever for the lenses. Now the nose piece on here, this feels really good. I didn't notice anything at all on my nose as far as any kind of pressure from hard plastic. It all felt pretty soft, and I think one thing they did really well is that they put padding right all the way up to the bridge of your nose. So this is going to be really comfortable, and I think that's really necessary with this single strap design, because it doesn't have the top strap to take a little weight off of it. So it's going to sit a little bit on your nose, but honestly I think that's why it still felt pretty good, is because this padding right there, it was really nice. So again, another really good design feature of this. So having the button on the top here, this feels really good, and this feels like a really natural spot to have the button. Because I know the Bobo VR has it on the bottom, and that's just kind of weird. Whereas this one, it's right where your hand would be if you're going to hold it. So that way it's perfectly natural to hit it, and when you do hit it, it's really solid. And every time I hit it, I could feel that I'm getting action from it, from the vibrations on the phone. One thing I did notice as well is when I was wearing it, the lenses didn't fog up at all. Now I didn't have it on for a really long period of time, but I do know some other headsets that I've tried that start to fog up within seconds of putting it on. So in conclusion, the design of the headset is really aesthetically nice. It looks great. This feels really fantastic. It feels like a really well put together headset. The fact that it's only got the one head strap on the back here is something that I can easily get around, and you know, I found it to be quite comfortable, so that's great. So it fits really comfortably, and that's definitely a huge part of these VR headsets. The button's in a great place. It feels really natural. As far as how this front opens up, you know, I'm not the hugest fan of it, but I think you could probably get a case in there too, so I bet you that'd be a huge bonus. And lastly, the cushion around the face actually is quite comfortable, and especially having on the bridge of the nose here, which I see hardly any VR headsets having that. So thank you for putting that on. That is great. As far as performance goes, on the other hand, the field of view is a little bit smaller than I was hoping for. I was really looking forward to a true 93 degrees, but I don't think it's quite there. There was no adjustments for the for how much the lenses can move in and out from each other, and also how far the screen goes. So I was really lucky. It looked fine for me, but I think some people might have problems if they're either nearsighted or farsighted. So you won't be able to adjust for that. As far as performance goes, it seems like it's going to perform just fine for kind of casual use or just getting into it. Also, with the lack of the QR code in the box, I really don't know for sure if I got the right thing scanned in. So I really don't know if I got the right picture quality showing here, but it really wasn't that bad. So how does this thing match my expectations? Well, the headset itself is about 20 bucks, and this is about kind of what I expected. Now one thing that just came to mind is that I'm going to make my own QR code for this. Now if you haven't seen my other video on how to do that, check the card in the top right of your screen right now and I'll have a link to it there. So if I do make a good QR code for this, I'll post it in the description, so be sure to check that out. Well guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Xiaomi Play 2 headset. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be answering as many of those as I can. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.